Hey guys, welcome back to We Watched Movie. I am Mike, and I had to talk about this story today because it's a wild one. So, a while back, I think we were doing a live stream when this news came out. This trailer came out for a live immersive experience of Insidious, like you've never seen before, from Blumhouse, Sony, and obviously Insidious. I watched the trailer for it, and we're going to take a look at it here in a second. Absolutely blew my mind. I think I remember saying at the time, this could be the new biggest thing in horror. Like, I think this could be the next big thing, an immersive horror movie experience. I don't like haunted houses personally. Like, I like them. I have fun. I'll have a couple drinks, go with friends, have a blasty blast, whatever. But if I could have my druthers, I would sit on my fat butt and I would sit in a theater, and it would be so cool to have them create this wild experience around you that made you feel like you were in the movie. Maybe just, some plants in the audience to scare people, some really cool visuals, all sorts of stuff. Seems like it's right up my alley, and I was all about it. Kind of made me think about Scream 2 in the beginning of that movie when you had all that crazy stuff going on. Total different thing, but just something like that in the theater, I thought could be cool. Next big thing. Fast forward to today, my wife and I are about to buy tickets here in a couple weeks in Cincinnati. After just a couple stops, the show stopped in Detroit. It's been canceled because of, allegedly, some people think because of bad reviews. So in this video, we're going to take a look at what it was supposed to be. We're going to look at the people who were there and see what they had to say about exactly what happened, because it's pretty wild. And we're going to talk about what we think happened. It's a crazy story. So let's start with this. This is what the show was supposed to be. So we go to the website, and this is what it pulls up. This really cool image of this kid with no eyes or whatever, and a live horror experience. They've got the tour dates. You'll notice now the tickets aren't available. You can't buy the tickets anymore because the show's allegedly been canceled. So, and I'm sorry, it wasn't Cincinnati I was going to go to. We were going to go to, I think there was one in Louisville, but this was a huge, long tour. Yeah, there's the one in Louisville on February the 5th. This is a long tour that they had planned. You go to the About page, still wondering exactly what goes on here. How cool is this going to be? How scary it's going to be? How long it's going to be? I can tell you the ticket prices were around $60 to $70, I believe, maybe 50, 60, 70, somewhere in that range. So more, you expect to get more than you would get in a movie. So you go to the FAQ, and this is how they explain everything. Is it FAQ or do you just say FAQ? I don't fucking know. But when you go to the About, let's put it this way. It says it's a live immersive horror experience. It's not a movie or a film screening. It's a groundbreaking, spine-chilling live show that's going to be performed live in our theater. Blumhouse is a producer. Sean Connery's birthday. It says that Blumhouse is a producer of the live show as well. We're going to talk about Blumhouse in a second because this is where I put a lot of the blame. It just goes with a lot of what they've been doing in their movies recently. We'll get to that. The Further You Fear is not for those who are easily rattled. It's created and designed to keep you on the edge of your seat. You, the audience, will play an integral character in the chilling story as it unravels live right before your eyes. Goosebumps-inducing live show production elements will be on full display, including but not limited to cutting-edge special effects, strobe lights, fog, costumes, hair, makeup, and more. Much more. This is something you want to remember as we go on to the actual reviews of what happened here. The age recommendation, they say it's intense and frightening content, so they recommend everyone be at least 13. They had merch planned for the show, which, to be honest, that might be worth something. I would like to get a hold of some of that merch somehow, please, just for the rareness of it at this point. And I hope that they get it back together, because again, it sounded so cool. What's immersive about the show? It's an in-seat immersive experience from the comfort of your theater seat. You will interact with the cast, fellow audience members, and a range of stunning special effects designed to make you feel like you're part of the Insidious world. Stunning special effects. You won't just watch the terror unfold. You'll experience it firsthand, as if you're stepping into the further yourself. So a lot of this, obviously, it's meant to get you jacked up. It's marketing, whatever. But there's a lot of cutting-edge special effects, the state-of-the-art stuff. So how do we get from all that to this? People that were actually there, interviewed by the news, were talking about how bad it was. This lady said there was no set. It wasn't at all what was advertised. It cost them about $70 a ticket, which is about what I was saying we were going to pay for it. This dude, I like this dude because he was just like, it sucked. He said, I would definitely not recommend the show, and I was just very disappointed. I felt like I could use my money in better places. The funny part about this is it allegedly went so badly that the spokesperson for the place it was held at the Fisher Theater said, we are in touch with the producers of Insidious, The Further You Fear regarding their weekend engagement at the Fisher Theater. Once we hear back from them, we will be in touch with Insidious fans regarding their feedback on the show. That's just something something usually has to go pretty fucking bad for you to hear something like that. Talking about Nick Swardson coming off a Denver plane high on a bunch of gummies, trying to do a Jason Statham accent bad. So I went through some of these comments of people who were actually there, and the ones that align with what the show was actually supposed to be. and definitely sound like legit comments. So here, Raylan Givens 53 says, and all actually was a slapstick comedy that made you want to leave your seat. His friend left halfway through to walk to a bar by himself in below freezing weather, a half mile away in Detroit, in a bad part of fucking Detroit. If that tells you anything. It says that the lights were on for half the show. It wasn't even interesting. We kept waiting for something to happen, but I never came. It never came. The only comparison I can make would be walking up to a stranger, handing them $80 and asking them to kick you in the nuts. Those are strong words. My God. People ask more questions. They said, says, what was the overarching story? Something like the first film. And he lays out the entire act. And this is mind-blowingly fucking stupid. Act 1, ask audience members about their real paranormal experiences, which I'm convinced were actors. A lot of people have reiterated this sentiment and said that they believe, like, they'll pull like 6 people from the audience and they believe that they're all actors, paid actors planted into the audience. Asking them about their personal paranormal experiences, and then they get up there and tell a ghost story with the lights on, that's not anything like what we saw from before. Maybe we're wrong. In Act 2, professor from Columbia does a presentation about how fear manifests real evil. That's kind of a cool idea because these people tell you this scary story, and then you have someone go up and be like, fear manifests real evil. Whoops. A portal just opened, and it's the scary demon you were talking about, Deborah. Says this was not real, just the script. Something goes wrong now. Something goes wrong now, and there is a real evil there, and the whole audience is in danger or some shit. I don't want to hear people tell ghost stories. Show me some shit. Set the tone. You know, the opening of The Fog where the old dude's telling the story about the pirates and whatever. Set the ambiance and then show me some shit. This sounds like in Old School where Luke Wilson asked Vince Vaughn, so like, what do you got, like a student alt band or something? Vince Vaughn's like, yeah, Mitch, I own 6 speaker cities. I got a student alt band coming up. And then he brings up Snoop Dogg. Like, yeah, I want to see some shit here. It says, I think 3 evil characters from the movies make an appearance for about 3 minutes each. Like, those are the kind of appearances I make in the bedroom, not the kind of appearances you pay $70 to see on the thing, 3 minutes each. But what does it look like? You know, how does it feel? Like, what is the immersive situation there? They say that they don't really do anything. They just sort of appear. Then the annoying theater actor, headbutts the evil lady. I'm guessing the lady in black. And she disappears, and that's it. You're fucking kidding me, right? Like, do you know how fucking pissed I would be if someone just went up to the lady in black and said, "Be gone, demon!" Like fucking Ninja Star. What the fuck? And it says that they were mocking the audience, saying, you guys came here for Insidious and to be scared, right? Well, this isn't what you thought it was. I wonder if this is a situation where they just like realized the show sucked at this point and we're just like, yeah, I'm tired of looking at these people's faces staring back at me. Yeah, this is dumb. You're fucking right. I don't know if that's the situation, if that's part of the show or what. It says the red-faced demon appeared on stage doing something, but you could only see it as a black shadow. I don't know if they even showed its face. Do you know how fucking pissed I would be if I paid for this and I just saw like the up there playing like, you know, Daddy, would you like some sausage, like on his piano, and you couldn't even see his face? Oh my God, I'd be pissed too. People ask questions. They said the lights were so bright and pointed at the audience, by the way, that they had to hold their hands in front of their face because they couldn't see. This person says that the props and stage decorations consisted of 1 cart of paranormal equipment and a shelf of haunted items. There were a total of 2 stage lights. All this talk of immersive, cutting edge, state of the art, all this shit. And they've got a fucking cart with paranormal activity items on it, and a shelf with some haunted items on it. You're shitting me, Greg. You're fucking shitting me. Great question from this person. They said, was there any sort of salvageable cringe factor? Or was it just pure like, hey, at least throw a couple drinks back. You go in there and maybe you have some laughs. They said it was funny. This person says, no, it was just boring. This person says it wasn't even consistent enough to hate in a fun way. God bless. There's nothing good to be read in here for the most part. This person, so as far as those people being actors or not, this person says that they worked on the Arkansas show. And it says, as someone who was there, and obviously we don't know for sure, but as someone who was there through some of the planning before this, it was a shit show. They wanted audience interaction, but the cast wasn't comfortable with or trained in improv. So if you got a dumb story from the crowd, they didn't know what to do with it. So This person's also saying, by the way, that there were 2 audience actors, but the rest of the audience interaction was legit, which is really smart to do if you think about it. You get someone that gets up there and bumbles around. You can tell, oh, this is actually real. These are not plants. And then you put the plant in. You know, it's kind of a hustle that they've got going on there, which is pretty smart in that regard. I just don't want to go to a show like that and sit and watch anybody tell a ghost story. Show me the shit. Set the stage. Show me the shit. So that's what people are saying about what it's like down there. But I do know this. It's not the fault of the actors, the people involved in the show on a lower level, for sure. I feel terrible for those people if they were put in a bad situation. You don't root for something like that to fail by any means. And I can't imagine how awful that would be, knowing that you're sitting on a big old piece of shit and then having to go out there and re-perform it in front of an audience that you know is going to hate it over and over again. So if that's the case, I don't know. I feel bad for the actors in the show. Let me just say that full on. But listen, Blumhouse is just on a big ass losing streak right now. I don't know what is going on over there. I have no idea what's going on, but between some of the movies that they're putting out and now this, it just seems like, just from where I'm sitting, it seems like a bunch of lazy ass shit. They're trying to be cutting edge and innovative, and they want to stay out in front of everything. And they know that these titles are going to bring in big money. And it kind of seems like some shittily thrown together stuff that they're just going to abandon if it's not very good. Kind of like they do with some of their movies they don't put effort into, and they just drop them off on Hulu in the middle of the night when no one's fucking watching. Or they actually promote the shit out of it, show the whole movie in the trailer, dump the movie in January, and call it a day. Blumhouse is really taken a lot of goodwill that they've had built up through movies like Sinister and cool shit that they've done. And they're just really, really just bit by bit shoveling a shithole. And I think this adds to the whole thing. And that's what I'm saying. All this promotion, and again, this is not about the actors, not even about the directors. We don't know the situation there or whatever. They seemed really into it when you watch that behind the scenes video. They thought they were making something really special. But then you look at the advertising for some shit like this, and it's one more fucking Blumhouse ass type thing. Cutting edge, state of the art, blow your mind, over the top. I feel like fucking Michael Douglas in Falling Down. Like, look at this cheeseburger. Look at this fucking cheeseburger, and look at that. I can't imagine spending in this economy, with everything going on, spending that much money and going and getting some piddly ass bullshit like that. I could not imagine how pissed off I would fucking be. And I feel terrible for the people who paid money for this, for sure. And I do put that on Blumhouse. If you're going to do this, if you're going to advertise this, call it this, you're expecting some sort of spectacle. You're expecting to see some shit, man. You're expecting to see some shit. And it seems like this was lazy as hell on their part. They went, hey, we're not going to give them very much money to do it. We're going to sell it as this big, huge thing. And it seems like they did their typical lowballing ass Blumhouse thing, didn't put nearly the money that they should have put into it. And then we got what we got. And maybe the whole production crew was like, fuck, this is impossible. You're asking us to do something with a little. And this is speculation on my part, but it's fucking, dude, it goes right along with what they've been doing lately. And now we're doing gaming now. We're doing TV now. We're doing this now. Pretty sure we're going to be selling fucking yo-yos. Do me, because you're the yo-yo master. I don't know where I'm going with this, but I do know between this and them not advertising a Wolfman movie with no fucking Wolfman in it, and it's just fucking down we go. Someone's got to do something over there. And this is just the latest misstep in that. I feel terrible for everybody who bought tickets. I'm pissed because I think it's a cool idea. But you know what? What someone should fucking do is take this great idea, okay? Reformulate it, put some effort into the goddamn thing. And again, not the cast and crew, talk about the production. You're Blumhouse. You fucking make movies for like $27 that make like $1 billion. That's very, very exaggerated numbers, I know. But you get the idea, right? Paranormal Activity, $15,000 made this. They make fucking buckets of money, like all the time, nonstop. Put some fucking oomph behind your shit, Put some shit in your oomph. I don't know where I'm going, but you get what I'm saying, right? You can't win if you don't play the game. What's the difference between extra and extraordinary? Just that little bit fucking extra. And they seem to just be shitting on it. And it fucking sucks. But someone else should take this idea and really make it worthwhile, because clearly this company's too lazy to. That is the video today. What did you guys think about all of this? And I love your fucking faces. We'll talk soon.